Check the description for the following discount codes.
You might remember a while ago I reviewed some sort of flag displays from Sim Racing Addict, sort of smaller units than what I have in my hand here, that would display basic information, flags, car to the left, car to the right, gear shifts, things like that. What we've got here, in fact I'll just turn the LEDs are in kind of like a demo mode. Are they too bright? Actually no, we'll leave them on, that's okay. Yeah, what we've got here is a full-size digital dash. It's a 5-inch touchscreen display, and you've got rows of LEDs across the top and at the sides as well. Excuse the reflection of my studio light there. It's 3D printed and the quality is very good, just like the previous units were. In fact, if the USB cable goes in the back, I'll just unplug that so we can give you a close-up without everything flashing away in your faces. This, like I say, it's 5 inches. The red strip you see here can be in a colour of your choice. The whole thing is 3D printed. We have a little on and off switch at the back here, and I actually really like the quality of that switch. It doesn't feel cheap, like some of the switches we've found on other products. It feels quite nice. The way this comes out the back, you might say it looks a little untidy because it's just a cable hanging out the back, but what that does do is provide strain relief compared to if you had the socket in the back of the unit itself and it was hanging from this connection, if you know what I mean. Now, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but by having it this way, it means that the lead can move around. For those of us that have got motion rigs where things actually do move around a fair bit, this is probably a slightly better solution, perhaps from a longevity point of view, whereas having the weight of the cable just hanging on the connection there might cause problems. I don't know if it would, but that's just what popped into my head, when I sort of thought, oh, it's a bit odd having that hang out the back, and I thought, actually, no, it might actually be of benefit. And yeah, the little switch, as I say, is in there. And then it's all just screwed together. Like I say, 3D printing is nice quality, like it was on his previous products. These are made here in the UK. And the 5-inch screen is vibrant and clear. So let's just plug that back in. Now, if you're not familiar with digital dashes and what you would use them for, I briefly mentioned the flag displays earlier. So this will do, everything that a simple flag display would do. So, things like gear shifts, flags, obviously, car to left, car to right. It will do all that, as well as things like more telemetry stream based stuff. So car position, lap times, fuel consumption, fuel remaining, tyre temperatures, just basically anything that you could have, on the screen in the game, you'll be able to have, on here as well, or in place of, which is what I like to do, because I run a digital dash on a tablet. And so I'll have everything on there so that I can just keep my view completely clear, as if I'm looking out of a windscreen of a car, which is much more realistic, than having maybe a leaderboard down the left-hand side of your screen or something, or your lap position or whatever. You can have that all on these, because this runs using Sim Hub. I won't walk you through the setup because it's a bit boring to watch, but it comes with perfectly good step-by-step instructions. Won't take you 5 minutes to get it sorted. It comes with a Sim Hub profile for the LED side of it. In fact, it's a good point. This shows up in Sim Hub as 2 different devices. So it shows up as, you go to Dash Studio, and it shows up as a VO core, which is a display itself and how you configure that. And then it also shows up as an Arduino, and you go into the RGB LED section under the Arduino tab, and that's how you would configure that. So 2 separate areas within Sim Hub to be able to do it. Now, because it's Sim Hub, you can have as many different layouts, displays, gauges, track information, car information, but literally anything. It's all fully customizable, literally how you want it. And the same goes for the LEDs. You can use a profile supplied, or you can make your own profile. You can have those LEDs do whatever you want. So for those of us that like to tweak with things, perfect little gadget. I don't know if I mentioned the price already on. I think it's let me just double check before I say it. Yes, £189 here in the UK. Shipping is calculated at checkout. I imagine the shipping won't be more than a tenner because it's not exactly a massive item. But yeah, the screen, in fact, let's just turn the LEDs off so they don't distract from the screen. And then I'll try and get a decent image of what the, there we go, of what the display actually looks like. Now, off the top of my head, I don't know what the resolution is. I don't think it says it on their site. Let's just have a quick peek. Oh yes, it does, 854 by 480, and obviously it is a 5-inch display. Now 854 by 480, the end result, let's just change that to a different display. The end result is a nice crisp picture on the screen. You know, as far as can I see the pixels go, no, I would say I can't see the pixels, at least not on this current display. You can change the idle behaviour of this. So while I haven't got a game loaded at the minute, and you can choose what you want to have sit on this screen whilst it's in idle mode. So for example, now I've got my CPU usage, my memory usage, and some GPU details at the bottom, if my GPU was doing anything, which it isn't. Although it should still show something. But yeah, you can have anything you want in idle. You can have those LEDs that I just turned off a second ago, sort of in demo mode like that if you want, whilst you haven't got a game loaded. It's entirely up to you, and this is the beauty of SimHub. Everything's completely customizable. But yeah, let's have a look at some of the other displays on here. I mean, I'll just quickly go through a couple of them. As I say, because it is SimHub, not only are there the ones you're seeing here, you'll be able to import whatever other ones you want, or even, you know, design your own. It's entirely up to you. That's how SimHub works. It's great to have that flexibility. So the display, in my opinion, is, you know, the resolution is perfectly decent. I'm looking at it again. You know, maybe I can just about make out a little bit of jaggedness around the zeros where they curve. You know, where perhaps if the resolution was higher, you wouldn't. Well, you definitely wouldn't. But the reality of this is, it's going to be sat on your wheelbase in front of you, you know, at least this sort of distance away. And at that distance, it's a perfectly crisp, sharp display. The LEDs, you can probably tell, they look as bright in real life as they do on camera. And you can turn the brightness up or down. I think this is actually at 30%. You know, brightness is at 30%. So you can go up or down, obviously, if you want it brighter. But in my opinion, that is plenty bright enough. As far as mounting goes, yeah, because I've shown you how it connects and where the switch is. As far as mounting goes, I've been sent the Fanatic mount because that's the wheelbase that I've got. I'm showing you this at the desk as well because it's a lot easier for me to be able to show this to the camera than it is to have it on my DD1 and the camera like over my shoulder or to the side. You wouldn't be able to see in detail what we're doing. So I'm doing it here just so you can get a better, you know, image of what it is and what it looks like and how it is in use. But yeah, the way this works, I'll just unplug this to show you the mounting options. You've got, or I've got, ones for Fanatic. Now they're magnets, you'll see on the back there. And the other one I've got here is like a GoPro. Ignore this Joby mount, just the top bit there is what came with this. Again, the magnet's there. So the idea is you can literally just magnetically attach it. If you want to take it off your rig, you can. Or if you need to swap from one rig to another, you know, you literally just pop it off. Now there is only 2 magnets. They are pretty strong. I have to use a fair bit of force to get them to separate. And on my motion rig, it didn't, you know, gradually work its way loose or flop off or anything like that. So they are plenty strong enough for that application. I'm actually going to use this in a minute because what I'm going to do is set this on my desk here in front of my monitor and put the camera here, and I'm going to play a little bit of Assetto Corsa Competizione using keys just so you can see how this operates in relation to what's going on in the game as well, because that way I can put it, you know, right in front of the screen and you'll be able to see exactly what's going on. Now, as far as mounts go, I've got the Fanatic ones for the DD1. There's also mounts available for the CSL Elite, the CSL DD, The CSW, the GoPro one you've seen as well, Logitech Thrustmaster, SimuCube 2 Pro, Sport or Ultimate, Sim Magic Alpha Mini, OSW, VRS wheelbase, and they'll do others. I guess they may even do some custom, just says other and provide photos. So perhaps if you provide them with a picture of your wheelbase, if it's not already available, they'll do a one for you, because they are, again, 3D printed. So there's no reason why, given the dimensions of your wheelbase, they can't knock one up for you, which is nice, And it is quite cool. I don't know whether a lot of us would need to be able to quickly remove it or not. I can only see you doing that, going perhaps from rig to rig, but it's a nice touch, and it makes customizable mounting that bit easier, just to be able to plonk it on there. And it feels like we've got, because it will stick right at the bottom, or there, or even up there, so almost anywhere in this. I'd say there's three. Yeah, there's three distinct areas where it wants to go to. So it's like there's something here, here, and here. But yeah, it's a perfectly decent mounting solution. I quite like the simplicity of it. And yeah, so the USB lead not only provides power, but it provides data as well. There was one I reviewed a while back where the connectivity was actually over Wi-Fi, and you just had to power it via a USB port. So you could use something like a power bank attached to your rig just to keep it powered, and all the data was coming over the Wi-Fi. Now that is a good solution if you've not got an available USB port for data on your computer. Oh, and it does recommend not to use non-powered USB hubs with this. If you're going to use extended cables, it comes with, what's that, 1.5 meters, maybe 2 meters of cable. It says if you're going to use longer ones, you should use a powered hub or powered extension cable. I do like, the previous one that was Wi-Fi is a nice little touch. It saves you having to run a cable all the way back to your PC. If like me, your rig is over there and your PC is here, that's actually quite a nice feature, because that's one less cable I need to have in a powered USB hub, potentially causing problems with other USB devices. The amount of USB devices I have plugged in over there is just ridiculous these days. But it's the way it is with sim racing, isn't it? There's so many toys and add-ons and extras that we can get. Anyway, enough of that wafflage. Let's get this set up here, and I'll show you a little bit of footage of me playing some ACC on keys in front of my monitor here, so you can just see how it operates in the game itself. Obviously this game was never meant to be played on keys, so this is going to be an interesting little go. So obviously you can see the revs. Right hand one was flashing because there's a car on the right, I'm going to assume. And in fact, when I stamp on so there's the green light flashing. When I stamp on the brakes, that second LED down on the left and right flashes like that. I think that must be the ABS. I guess. Yeah, because because if I do it there, it definitely activates. Yeah, car on the right. This is really weird. Obviously I'm playing automatic. I haven't got gears as well. I'm using A and Z on the left hand side of the keyboard for accelerate and brake, and comma and full stop on the right for left and right. But yeah, this gives you a little demo of the sort of things you can expect to do with it and how it works in relation to what you're seeing on screen and the in-game call-outs and that. I don't think I'm going to be able to overtake anybody. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll catch someone up. I think I'm probably at the back of the pack now. I was sitting there dicking about with the ABS, wasn't I? I think everyone's gone past us. This is such a weird experience. But yeah, what else? What else we got in here? Oh yeah, position 24. We've got maximum speed, estimated lap time, speed, gear, tyres, tyre temperatures. Yeah, traction control level, ABS level, fuel. What looks like oil temperature or water temperature, perhaps at the top left as well. Obviously our RPM, our lap time. You know, it's just one of the many different displays you could have. But yeah, hopefully that gives you a little idea of what it looks like and also what it's like to play on keys. Well, I think that probably concludes the review of this nice little DDU 6 Sim Racing digital dashboard from simracingaddict.co.uk. There will be a link in the description because I like it. You know, I've always been a fan of digital dashes. As I say, I've ran a tablet on my rig for years, and if you haven't got a tablet or you don't want a tablet because you'd rather something that looks a little bit more like a real life digital dash, I think these are a great option. The screen is vibrant and crisp and clear. The LEDs are also really vibrant. The included Sim Hub profile works really well, and you've got all the customization in Sim Hub to have it exactly how you want it. The magnetic, you know, mounts that let you just take it on and off. If that's going to be a benefit to you, then that's good as well and works just fine. The 3D printing quality is great. The little on and off switch at the back there, just to be able to turn it on and off. You know, because I guess if it's sat on your rig and your PC is powered for any reason, this perhaps would light up. I'm curious now, actually. Let's just turn Sim Hub off and turn this on and see if it actually would sit there powered. I'm just curious. Because otherwise, I don't really know why you'd need an on and off switch. I mean, it's nice to have an on and off switch. No, okay, so I've closed Sim Hub and it does appear to be powered down. Oh, or is the screen lit? No, the screen, you can't tell on camera, I don't think, but the screen is actually backlit. If I turn it off, oh no, yeah, I think that showed up. So yes, it is nice to have a switch, because otherwise if you leave this plugged into your PC like you might do with all your sim racing hardware like I do, it would be sat there powered unnecessarily. I mean, it's not going to pull a huge amount of power, it's not going to affect your electricity bill, but there's no reason to have something powered if you're not going to use it. And who knows, maybe it would eventually shorten the lifespan of the backlight for the screen. You know, who knows? But yeah, so the little on-off switch is a nice touch. The USB, and that is micro USB, not USB-C, lead coming at the back, I think is useful from a strain relief point of view, because those, in fact, yeah, those micro USB plugs like what's in here, those sockets, they're not the best. I mean, that's why we're onto USB-C these days. So I actually quite like that as a little bonus feature there. And yeah, you can have that red stripe or strip customized to whatever color you want. So yes, link in the description, 189 notes plus whatever the shipping is. I'm assuming they will ship internationally. Let's just have a peek. Yeah, customers from the EU. Customers from the EU pay the usual 20% VAT based on your App Plus. Oh, okay, 17 to 25% based on the destination country, because obviously Britain is no longer in the EU, is it? So everything's a little bit more ball achy than it was. This is collected by the courier, which is UPS, before the delivery. You'll get a message from UPS requesting payment of VAT for your order, plus a flat customs clearance rate of £11.50. So that will give you some idea what you might have to pay if you're buying this outside of the UK. Obviously in the UK, the VAT will be paid and it will just be the shipping. Dispatch times 2 to 4 days. It says here if it has all the parts pre-printed, then it will actually be quicker, because I guess it's just assembling it then and getting it bossed out. But even then, 2 to 4 days is not bad. And all products are designed from me, from a blank page, and are made by hand in the United Kingdom. So as I say, it's a UK supplier. But yes, lovely job. Thank you very much for getting this sent over. I've enjoyed playing with it, and it's a good little product. And thank you guys, as always, for watching. Take it easy.